Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the No1 Special Hear Me Out podcast. I am your host, Zach, alone today, unfortunately, because my brother could not make it out to record an episode. So I'm still going to be on the grind. I'm going to try to get out at least one show every week for you, eventually moving on to more and more episodes a week. That way I can keep you up to date with all of what's going on in sports and, how the hell I think about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into our show today. It's going to be a good one. We got a lot of NFL, NBA, NCAA talk from over the past week since my last episode, and let's jump into it. Today's is November the 14th, 2019, and let's go. All right, let's start off with NFL. We had some pretty crazy games, honestly. We'll start with Thursday night. Obviously, the Raiders and the Chargers. Raiders going down to LA and winning it outright, 26-24. Which I'm going to be completely honest. I had money on the Chargers. Was kind of a little shocked. The Raiders, they've been good. One of my best friends, he's actually a Raiders fan, and I nonstop hear him talk about how this is their year, and they're playing a lot better than they have in the past. So maybe a team to look out for, probably not, but who knows? We had the Falcons blowing out the Saints. Surprised by that as well. There was a couple games this whole week that I was just completely shocked by. Between the Falcons winning 26-9 over the Saints and the Titans 25-23 or 35-32 over the Chiefs, which came down to a field goal, and the Chiefs got their field goal blocked. Wasn't really that seemed to be an ongoing thing with the entire NFL for this past weekend, because the Monday night football game went into overtime. The Seahawks beat the undefeated 49ers 27-24. The 49ers didn't have their actual kicker. They had a new kicker that was his first pro game. He makes a kick to send it to overtime, and then I don't know if you guys have heard or not, the whole, did he call tails, did he call heads for the Monday Night Football overtime coin flip. I personally felt like he said heads and that they got the call right, but a lot of people are freaking out saying that they got the call wrong or purposely, messed the call up. I don't know. But so the Seahawks basically get the ball. Russell Wilson's going to be Russell Wilson. He drives down the field like it's nothing, like he's got all of his stats set to easy on on Madden, and then throws an interception basically in the end zone. So Jimmy Garoppolo comes out there. They march down the field. All they need is a field goal to win. This brand new kicker who, like I said, hit a long field goal to send it into overtime, just botches the kick wide left. And then the Seahawks run it down. They end up winning 27-24. And boy, was that a Monday night thriller. Basically, from like the third quarter on, I just nonstop kept it was back and forth. I didn't know who was going to win. As a Patriots fan, I didn't want anyone else to be undefeated, so I was kind of rooting for the Seahawks. Plus, I had the Seahawks. I can't remember if I had their money line or I had them. I think I had them +6, and they ended up winning by 3. So that was a nice little hit. But yeah, like I said, it was a ridiculous weekend with the Saints and the Chiefs losing, two teams that I thought would be making pretty good runs, for which it's not like they're not going to. They're still going to make really great runs in the playoffs and possibly getting a Super Bowl, or at least to the Super Bowl, even though my Patriots are going to win it all. But, that's just me. All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. I had to delete a small segment because it sounded really, really choppy. But, we will prevail and we will move on to the NBA. We will start out with the Rockets beating the Clippers. This could be a playoff matchup, honestly. James Harden is going to take the Rockets to the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard is going to take the Clippers to the playoffs. Is Kawhi going to play in the playoffs? Who knows? Let's just go ahead and roll him out for the entire playoffs, just because of load management. But Kawhi did play, and the Rockets beat the Clippers 102-93, which honestly, kind of not surprised. The Rockets are stacked. They're playing really good. A couple games ago, I know that James Harden came out and said that they weren't playing good offensively or defensively, and basically they just started honestly destroying it. Because other than last night, they've been scoring high games, but last night only scoring 102 points versus a really good Clippers team. The Clippers probably one of the best teams in the league, depending on who you ask. Probably not some Lakers fans, but whatever. The Grizzlies, for being from Kentucky, John Morant is an amazing player. I kind of wish he would have went to Louisville instead of Murray, but he became the youngest Grizzly and the youngest Grizzly player in history to record a double-double. He hit the game winner. He had 23 points, 11 assists, looked amazing. Was so good. He's going to be a talent for a long time. I have a strong feeling. And I would like to see him, either the Grizzlies build around him or possibly him, get moved to another team. Because if you give him some weapons, he's going to do amazing. The Warriors are 2-10. Do the Warriors worry? Yeah, they worry. Like I said, Charles Barkley called it before the season even started that the Warriors weren't even going to make the playoffs, and God, that looks right. And they just keep getting worse and worse. And the thing about it is, though, is honestly they're playing hard with who they have. I can't knock them, but they're just not winning games. And obviously, you have to win games whenever it comes to the NBA because you're playing the best of the best. Whenever you're playing professional sports, that's you don't get really any. I mean, granted, there's one or two teams in the league, every year that are kind of cupcake teams, but at the same time, you don't really even those, even those teams that aren't that good are still full of amazing players. They're professional athletes, so they need to do something. Kind of maybe work some trades, work something free agent signings. I don't know what it is. I'm glad I'm not working in that management office because that's going to be a tough one to come back and dig yourself out of. On the other hand, my Celtics have completely destroyed everyone lately. They're 9-1 and looking great. Looking like a team that can do no wrong right now. Kemba Walker is balling out. Gordon Hayward was balling out, and then he got hurt. We'll see where that leads them, but they're still winning, without him. I think he's having hand surgery, but they're still winning. It's crazy. Moving on to the NCAA, I'm going to save the best for last. So we will start with number 14, Oregon, beating the number 13 Memphis 82-74. We're having a lot of good matchups, honestly. within the top 25 so far. And, last night we had number 16. I am not 100% sure what is going on. So we keep on getting some technical difficulties. Um, I'm not really 100% sure exactly what's going on, but we'll just keep on going. What I was trying to say when I was rudely cut off was last night we had the number 16 Ohio State beat the number 10 Villanova 76-51. Absolutely stomped Villanova. This Ohio State's a good team. I'm surprised they're ranked as high or as low as they are because they are a good team. They played Louisville in a scrimmage, and I think Louisville had a couple people out, but they looked great in the scrimmage against Louisville. It was pretty ridiculous. They're going to be a team to watch, especially seeing the fact that, like I said, they're already ranked so low. But yeah, they're just going to keep moving up. Last week we had the number 14 Oregon beat the number 13 Memphis, 82-74. So yeah, we're getting a lot of top 10, top 25 matchups together pretty early on and in the year, and then with like Louisville opening up, against an ACC team, and conference play, it's going to be a fun NCAA year, I believe. I especially with just everything that's going on, and payers getting played and stuff like that. You'll probably see a lot less one and dones and everything, and it's going to be really good. Speaking of one and done, like I said, save the best for last. Evansville beat the number 1 in the country, Kentucky Wildcats, 67-64. A little backstory on that. The Evansville's coach actually played at Kentucky, won a national championship at Kentucky, the coach was Rick Pitino at the time. He also coached under Rick Pitino at Louisville, and he coached under Brad Stevens. And he's honestly, that's going to be a stepping stone for him. He is a heck of a coach. I've said it, a long time ago, and I'll say it a million times more. And I'll say it, for a long time. He's a great coach, and Evansville, you guys better basically use him while you got him, because he's going to get some big job offers coming up in the next few years, and he's probably going to end up taking them. Last week we were right about Kentucky beating Michigan State and Duke beating Kansas. Picked the two underdogs, put that in a parlay. Got a couple little nice payouts, if I do say so myself. But yeah, honestly, if you've stuck around this long, I appreciate it. I also apologize for the lack of content on this one. It was kind of just me one-sided, I guess. I like having my brother here just so we can kind of like bounce off of each other and like the energy and everything. So definitely gonna have to have him come back for the next episode, and this podcast is only gonna get better. So that's just how I see it. It's something that I really enjoy doing, between like this and doing stuff on Instagram, which aka you should follow our Instagram. It is N1S_ hear me out. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, better content's going to be coming. Everything. We're going to get into a rhythm where we're posting a couple times a week and just bringing out better content. This is so much fun. I'm not doing this to get rich and famous. Obviously, if that came along, it'd be awesome. But I've made it a point, if I can make $1 off of this podcast, then I'm doing something right, and I'll be happy with it. Speaking of making $1, we're going to switch over to a sponsored segment real quick. And after that, I will come back and tell you what kind of picks I have for either tonight or tomorrow. All right, be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. Like I said, I'm going to give you my picks. I have 4 picks for today. Um, we'll see if we can't win some money, and I can't be right. But before we get into that, I just got an update that apparently there are some teams that are going to be looking at Colin Kaepernick to on Saturday for a workout, and Stephen A. Smith apparently believes that he will have a job as a quarterback in the NFL within the next 2 weeks. Um, I'm excited. I like Kaepernick, honestly. The whole protest didn't bother me. I 100%, fully back everything that he did. It was a great cause, and he did exactly what he wanted to do. He brought it up, brought it to attention, a lot of things to attention to a lot of people, whether or not they liked it, whether or not they hated it. He brought it up, and that's exactly what he was trying to do. And it was a peaceful protest. It wasn't like he was out here, doing like horrible things. Besides the fact, we're not going to get into that. I just wanted to, kind of fill you in that Stephen A. Smith obviously thinks that Colin Kaepernick's going to have a job within the next 2 weeks. So we will see. But getting on to the picks. So the first pick is going to be the Thursday night football game, the Steelers against the Browns. So Cleveland's favored by 3. They are at home, but I don't know. The Browns just haven't been playing very good ball, and they came off their bye week, got stomped out by the Patriots. Not even being biased about being a Patriots fan, but they got stomped out by the Patriots. I'm gonna have to go the Steelers plus 3, and honestly, not a huge Pittsburgh fan, so that kind of stings a little to say that out loud. But yeah, Steelers plus 3. I think that's going to be the best pick that you can pick on that. I am. We're going to bounce over to the NCAA. We have another top 25 matchup, like I was saying earlier. Number 3, Michigan State against number 12, Seton Hall. Michigan State is 1-1, and Seton Hall is 2-0. Michigan State favored by 5. They were favored, I think. They were the favorite by 6.5 or yesterday or earlier today. I can't really remember. I don't know if I would take the 6.5 or 5 points. I'm definitely probably going to take their money line though. So Michigan State money line, Steelers plus 3, and then I have 2 NBA picks for you guys. Let's see. The first one will go Suns and the Hawks. Hawks are 4-6, and the Suns are 6-4. The Phoenix is favorited right now by 7.5. I'm gonna go with the money line again. So Suns money line on that one. Suns have been playing ball, honestly. Yeah, Trae Young and the Hawks have been playing pretty good, but Devin Booker is just ridiculous. Plus, you have Devin Booker. You also have, Ricky Rubio. He's been playing really good. He's been getting a bunch of rebounds and honestly a bunch of assists. And Devin Booker's just literally lighting it up, as always. So Devin Booker, honestly, one of my favorite Kentucky people. My favorite Kentucky players, just because when he was there, I kept telling everyone how consistent he was, and no one listened to me. But and the last but not least, we got the Clippers against the Pelicans, and I'm going to have to go with the Clippers. They're 3.5, point favorites, and I just feel like that's going to be the best you'll get, and I can see them beating the Pelicans by double digits. So those are my 4 picks: Steelers +3, Michigan State money line, Suns money line, and Clippers -3.5. All right, guys, I greatly appreciate you listening. And like I said, follow me on Instagram. It is N1S underscore hear me out. And, DM me, let me know what you think. If you think we're crap, if you think we're good, I don't know, let us know. And, we'll continue to, like I said, start, getting better and better each week and bringing out more content, better content. So if you got this far, thank you so, so much for listening and have a wonderful day.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.